Cheers and salute.
Hello everyone, just wanted to reach out and say before the end of the year, Happy New Year's. Hope everyone had a great Christmas, and well, I just wanted to say I hope everyone has a great start to the new year. Anybody who sees this video, just know that I appreciate you, and I'm doing the best I can right now to pull through and get settled in the state of Florida. I moved back in July and still haven't really developed a sense of settling down, I guess. I still feel like I'm kind of in survival mode. Last year was very challenging for me. I might have to vent and tell the story if you guys all want to hear it. So join me. Hey guys, so I totally just want to reflect on everything from the end of 2013 to 2024. And I thought maybe doing a blog or a vlogging would do me some good. Not only is it therapeutic for me, but it also helps people understand me a little bit better. Plus with my head injury, you know, having my frontal lobe missing, from an injury that I didn't ask for. I think I've gone into detail about it before, but if anybody wants to have that story told again, I might be able to pull it out of the brain at least one or two more times. I don't really like reliving it a whole lot because it put me in a lot of medical debt. But seriously, guys, I just wanted to reflect on 2013 and 2024 because it was, you know, everybody says, well, this year was not good, next year is going to be better, or I've learned so much from last year, things are going to be better this year, I've got so many resolutions I'm going to do, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, let me be straightforward with you and let you in on a little secret. You're not gonna do any resolutions, okay? Just try to survive. That's all you can do is try to survive. There's so much going on right now in the world that is so fucked up. Excuse my language, but there is a lot of really messed up things going on in the world. And to be honest, the Christmas this year, it's been pretty magical for me because I've had a girlfriend and I've been able to be back in Florida, which is where I want to be, despite the crowds being extremely aggressive. And even worse, what really upsets me, it's not even so much just the crowds, it's how aggressive they are and how they think everything is entitled to them. Nobody's been polite. I mean, you know, if I go an entire day where I get a couple of polite people, it really makes a difference. I mean, because of the extreme other side of things. It is hard to deal with these crowds, man. And I know a lot of people are going through it right now, but look, at the end of the day, I want to be able to work in Florida and live in this area and not have to deal with, I don't mind it being busy. I don't mind it being like crazy, but like this is a step above that. I don't even know how else to describe it, except, you know, like this is like sheer panic. This is like if we had a hurricane and everybody was trying to evacuate all at once. I mean, that's the way it feels. And people just need to either just deal with it or move on. And I'm not going to be talked down to like I'm dirt. I don't get paid enough, honestly. And then again, the question begs me to try to understand, is it better to have a higher hourly pay, or is it better to get the hours that you need every day? Because you can pay me $100 an hour, but if I'm only getting 1 hour, no, you know what I mean? So like, what is better? What is the difference? You know, that is what I'm wrestling with right now, considering the fact that coming from North Carolina, 40 hours was the normal and 8-hour shifts were the normal. So without 40 hours a week and an 8-hour shift, I feel like I'm gypped. You know, I would like to be able to do 45 hours, you know, and get that 5 hour of overtime. But, you know, I don't see that happening right now. I see people taking advantage of everyone in the theme park world, especially third party. Unless you're looking to just do this part-time, don't bother. You know what I mean? Like, just don't. Unless you're full-time and you're okay with it. I don't know. I mean, it's just not for me. I got to figure something else out. That's why I'm looking at a job coach and that kind of thing. But anyways, moving on. I'm gonna have a little reflection and talk to y'all about what's going on with my survival of 2024 was insane. Let's see, 2023 I was living in Gatlinburg, homeless. I ended up getting a place to live finally at the last minute, and then it was covered in bed bugs. And then I transitioned into 2024 over in Wilmington, North Carolina. I went back to my hometown where I had worked previously for 18 years in the film industry, and thought, well, let's give this a try one more time and see if it's going to be worth it. And so leads us to the story of my reflection in 2024. All right, guys, so I wanted to do a little bit of reflection and kind of tell you a little bit about my life and what's been going on. You know, I've been battling for 20 years with a head injury. There's a whole story behind that incident that takes place. I'd never want to use that as an excuse for anything, but my frontal lobe is missing, so sometimes on the surface I look like a normal person, but I have quirks and things that come up that aren't great with me. I struggle with things on a daily basis between migraines, supplementing myself with caffeine, and trying to just basically survive. I'm out here at Sunset Walk. I'm here to reflect on my 2024. I just need to get out and just walk and, you know, try to come out here and tell this little story for you guys, since it needs to come out. 2023, I was living in a place called Dr. Phillips. Very nice area. Very, very, very nice area. It was a gated community area. So I was there. It was great. It was awesome. A lot of fun. A lot of fun living there. My roommate was from Jamaica, but it was very expensive to live there. I was paying way more than I think I should. The room was meant to be an office space. It wasn't even like a full room, so I had to share my bathroom and everything. So I was paying like $1,300 a month or something crazy, and was very much struggling to even afford it. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that he was paying so much for the homeowners association. He dropped the bombshell on me that the place would be rented out to a family. He was going to try to turn it back into an Airbnb, and didn't really give us much of a notice at all. I had maybe a month, I think, if that, which is common courtesy, I guess, to only give about a month time frame. So that's what happened. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was currently working at it was a Superdry, It was a place from England. Guy was influenced by Japan culture, and it was a clothing store. Very popular in New York. I don't know. We were selling jackets and like winter clothing in Florida at Disney Springs. It was crazy. Oh, I worked there and wasn't really getting much hours. Nothing was really panning. I can't remember if I was doing something else at the time or not. But the job situation has been crazy. I just got to get free. I got to get free and break away from Disney Springs altogether, I think. I only want to go over there if my friend Brian Malpass is playing guitar, and so I can see my friends Natalie and Mike. I don't really want to go over there otherwise. I just don't. It's just not for me. It is way overpriced and overcrowded, and during the holidays right now, you can't even walk. It's disgusting. And if one more person comes to me about the drone show and tries to ask me whether or not we're having it, and then gets an attitude with me and complains about the fact that there's no fireworks or show on property, the place is free. And no, it is not a mall. There's no food court where you can go and sit. This is an outdoor mall where everything is spread all over the place, and a lot of it's overpriced. Anyways. There are some cool things on property, but I mean, for the most part. Anyways, getting a little bit off topic here. So I ended up moving out of Dr. Phillips. I didn't know where to go. I got offered a job in Gatlinburg. I was getting offered jobs left and right in Gatlinburg. It's like, what is going on? Why is everybody offering me jobs? I get down to Gatlinburg. And I get over there to Tennessee, and there are nothing but now hiring signs on every single door, every place there. I was there for several months. I was living out of my car until I could find a place to actually live. I had nowhere to go. I had started my job at Anakeesta, which is a beautiful ski slope amusement kind of a park. It was just awesome. It's up on top of a mountain. Absolutely amazing. I worked at their gift shop, and then I was also working for an escape room, doing stuff for the escape room, which was really cool. I was enjoying the hell out of it. I mean, I worked and ran one of their escape rooms down there. It was Atlantis. It was based off of the Poseidon Adventure. The guys from Universal had created this escape room in Gatlinburg. So I went out there to do that, and I loved it. I did find a place to finally live, and it was in Gatlinburg. Now, let me tell you the problem with this, okay? I didn't have a car anymore. I had to return my car back. I was living out of it and had to return it. I had gotten hit by a deer and couldn't afford the payments anymore. Just couldn't keep it up because I knew I had to move into somewhere and find a place to actually live. So I proceeded to really push this place that I wanted to live. The guy overlooked my rental history credit. I had a really bad rental history issue back during the pandemic in 2021, where a girl who I was friends with from Disney, her mother was dying, and she had to go home and asked if I would sublease her apartment for 3 months and then take it over. I said, sure. Well, I get there, the apartment complex is one of the worst in Orlando. There's no way there's anything worse than this place. They wouldn't take care of anything. And long story short, I ended up dealing with the roommates. There were 2 roommates I was living with, and they literally left all their stuff in the apartment. When I clocked out and signed out of the apartment and returned the keys, they wouldn't let me go back and get the stuff out of the apartment. I was going to rent a U-Haul and get their stuff out of the apartment. Unfortunately, they wouldn't let me back in because I'd already turned the keys in. They said, legally, we can't have you come back. So I was like, okay, well, there's the hit on my rental history. The apartment complex is now no longer the apartment complex. It's now it's under a new management, under a new place. I've called the Better Business Bureau, and they said, well, you got to take it up with collections now because it's in collections. So I don't know what to do about that situation. It's really put a hurt on my rental history. I am hoping it'll fall off soon, but I don't know. I don't know what else to do. Literally, you end up homeless if you screw up your rental history credit. Nobody will rent to you. And especially with that one hit. I've been really strict about my rental history up until this point, and it's really, really, really been bad. Anyway, long story short, I was in Gatlinburg, and I found a place to live. And when I found this place to live in Gatlinburg, I was living in the arts and craft district. It was like where all the art people lived and stuff. It was really cool. It was really nice. It was beautiful up there. I was living above some shops, overpriced arts and craft shops, and there was a restaurant there. They were charging like $15 for a beer. I thought it was stupid. But anyways, whatever. I lived there, and come to find out, because it was fully furnished, the furniture had come from a previous hotel or something in the area. So it attracted bed bugs. So needless to say, everything I owned, everything I had at the time was covered in bed bugs. I had bites all over me. I was miserable. I was trying to walk to work. The trolley would pick you up until a certain point for free, so I could get to work, because I didn't have a car at the time, and I was living up on the side of a mountain. Needless to say, if the trolley wasn't running, or it would only drop me off so far, I had to walk maybe 5 miles, I think, up a hill and in the woods. Coming across black bears. There was no sidewalk, nowhere to walk because you would be falling down the side of a mountain. There was nowhere to go, so I had to really dodge traffic and make sure I didn't get hit. And I had to have a reflector that I was wearing and stuff. It was bad. Finally, I decided I couldn't do it anymore with the bed bugs and everything going on. I told the landlord. He tore up my lease and said, I'm not going to charge you. I have to shut the entire apartment complex down and deal with this. I'm sorry for your time. I unfortunately cannot give you your deposit back, but I will not be charging you for rent. Please get out and vacate the premises. We have a problem here. So I left and went back to Wilmington. Nowhere to go. My mother said, do not come back to Wilmington. I don't want you here. Why are you here? I was living in peace after you had left, and I don't want any of you guys here, your brothers included. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I was living on the streets. I found a place to live finally that was going to overlook my rental history credit again. This time around, the guy said no mail. No mail. You go get a P.O. box, no mailbox. I said, okay, that's fine. Well, not my fault. I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm sorry. He wasn't claiming taxes on his apartment that he owned, that he was renting out. I think that's what was going on, because I don't know, the DMV sent something in the mail to my home address, even though I had a P.O. box. They sent it there anyway. I told them not to do it, and he said because you had sent that to the mailbox and it had showed up, I can't have you living here anymore. So I got kicked out. I was only there for a month. Lived there for about a month. That was it. That was it on that. So, long story short, I ended up having nowhere to go. I was living on the streets. my uncle came in and said, I will find you a place to live and I will co-sign for you and I'm going to help you get a vehicle. He said, but you're going to have to pay your own rent. You're going to have to take care of it. And I will co-sign for you. I had just landed a job with the resort at Wrightsville Beach at the Holiday Inn. So I was going back and forth on a bicycle trying to get there, trying to get my license there. They were about ready to fire me because they needed me to shuttle drive, and I didn't have a license at the time, at the moment, because my license was from Florida. It needed to be from North Carolina in order for me to be able to shuttle drive, and that's where all the money was supposed to have been made, quote unquote. So, I did everything I could. I did everything I could to survive that job. They said, oh, you make all this money, thousands of dollars, a couple of grand in July and August, and during the summer months, you're going to make all this money. So I had to wait until my lease was up anyway at the apartment before I could do anything if I wanted to move or continue to live in Wilmington. Come to find out, Wilmington was not the same place I remembered from back when I was working in the film industry. I did get in contact with a few friends that I hadn't seen in years. It was great, It was great, reminiscing old times and seeing some old friends and trying to make the best of it. But anyways, at the end of the day, I just, I did the best I could. I did everything I could, and I tried to make it. I was making $11 an hour. They were claiming that everything was supposed to happen in tips. There were days and weeks I would go without getting any tips. I was also not Uber driving, sorry. I was door dashing. I was door dashing because there was no way to Uber drive because my car was too old that my uncle had talked me into leasing. Why he talked me into leasing this vehicle, I don't know. I was desperate, and now the car's got to go back. I've got to return the vehicle in January. I can't be making $100. I had to make a payment every Friday, and if I don't make a payment on Friday, they hit the kill switch button and the car gets shut down. And if the car gets shut down and I can't get to work, then I lose my job at work, and then it's just a domino effect of problems. So anyways, I'm grateful that my uncle helped me put down a deposit or whatever for me to get the vehicle. But this car is old and it's had a lot of problems. It has had a ton of problems. The catalytic converter had to get replaced. He helped me with that. The catalytic converter was like, I don't know, a couple of grand. And then on top of that, I had to go get the car fixed in Florida. The muffler was having issues out of it. So, it's when it rains, it pours. This car, I've been just hoping that I can just get back and forth, point A to point B, until it's over, until I can get another vehicle. But anyways, so 2024 has been a challenge. I went, into a new apartment. I had to call the maintenance people all the time. That apartment was $1,800 a month, and it was a 1-bedroom, and it had concrete floors. And I'm living in Wilmington, and they go, well, it's a privilege because you live by the beach. No, that is not the case. I was 7 miles from the beach, and I could walk to work, and I had walked to work several times, but it was just it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. I didn't, things didn't work out, there at all in Wilmington. Wilmington was a huge struggle. I had some help from some friends. I moved back to Florida. I started looking for work when I got back to Florida. Let me tell you, 2 months. I had a full-time job going to interviews. Denied. I mean, I was denied working at Wawa gas station. Let's see, I was denied working at Five Below recently. I've been, all these places I've been denied. And then some of the most random places will go, hey, let's hire you. And then, let's pay you $13 an hour, $12 an hour. Yeah, okay. In what world, in what economy am I going to be able to survive this? You only want me to work at night. Okay, got it. You only want me to work at night. Well, then, yeah, I need a second job. Morning job? No, we're not going to give you one. Fuck you. No morning jobs. I've been applying to morning jobs left and right. Nobody wants to work me in the morning. Let me tell you about my job now. I work with the credit card company for Visa, Chase. It's a third-party company. My paycheck does not come from Chase or Disney. It comes from a third-party company that's just turning and burning employees left and right. At $18 an hour, the bells and whistles went off in my head, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I gotta take this job." Then they don't give you any hours. You're only working 6-hour shifts. But hey, we're going to work you every single damn day we can possibly work you, and we're only going to give you nights, and if you don't like it, you can see the door. We're not going to have a manager who is constantly around. My manager is like maybe once or twice a week showing up. That's it. You can't ever get in contact with her. Employees are running off to go do whatever they want and do it on company time and then come back to work. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people go grab full-on meals, and it's just very unprofessional, and we got too much freedom basically to do whatever we want because we're not constantly being watched by management or anybody. So the clocking in and out system is what really bothers me. The fact that we clock in and out on our phones, and not our personal phones, on their phones. And then what really bothers me is that when you clock in on your phone or on their phones, you tell them what time you clocked in and everything, but we don't have any access to that. We only have our schedules for when we're supposed to be working. We have no access to anything when it comes to when we're supposed to be working. So yeah, it sucks. I stand there and I'm a glorified greeter. I get abused all day by guests, yelling at me and asking me questions. Do you speak Spanish? Do you speak Spanish? No, I do not speak Spanish. Oh my God, I'm so sick of it. Like, speak English to me. Somebody speak English. And, it's like, I'm sorry, the struggle, yes. But, seriously, I'm doing the best I can. I mean, if I went to another country and didn't know their language, I would understand their frustration. But, it's like it's nonstop. No, we do not have a drone show. I mean, no. How do you get back to the resort buses? How did you get here in the first place? Like some of the most idiotic questions. And then when you give them the directions on how to get to, like, say, for example, the M&M store that everybody loves, it's overpriced. You send them that way and they walk in the other direction. So, yeah, I'm doing the best I can. There's no health benefits. There's no time and a half. There's no overtime. There's no nothing. If I go in to 31 hours, I'm good. If I go over 31 hours, I'm in trouble. If you hit 40 hours a week, you can get fired, and the manager, Kristen, can get in trouble. She'd get in trouble and I'd get fired. So I cannot go into overtime. Because of the benefits that we do not offer, because then they would have to offer us benefits, I guess, or something. I don't know. That's just their rules. And the lady who does our paychecks is in Ohio, and I don't know why she's in Ohio, but she disperses money for everybody in Disney World and in Disneyland. So apparently this is also in Disneyland, the same company. So I don't know. I just know that she's screwed up my paycheck several times, and I've had to call, the Better Business Bureau and speak to them, and usually she makes it right before they get involved, and so you're just squeezing by without getting in trouble legally, I guess, as a job in a business. They're terrible to work for. The money's there, but it's not, like I said. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out my life, and the best thing that has happened to me is moving back to Florida. I don't like cold weather. I hate it. I despise cold weather. I just do not like it. And my message to everybody is this: if you have someone in your life who has made your life better, hold on to them. I was lucky enough in October to meet the most amazing girl that I've ever met in my life. I do not know how to stress that enough. She is absolutely amazing. And the most, wonderful blessing of my entire life. And no, it's not because of what she can do. She has been supportive, she has been understanding, and she has been there. All right? I have friends who are just they're trying to be supportive, but they don't know what to do. I've got friends who I question right now. And the thing is I'm really, I'm in survival mode right now, and I'm trying to do the best I can. And people need to just understand, hey, he's doing the best he can. He's going as fast as he can. I'm doing everything I can to try to get and survive right now. I'm very frustrated at the job market in Orlando. And I'm going to hire a job coach. I do not want to get taken advantage of. I do not know who I'm going to get, but I've got to get away from the hospitality and theme park world. Maybe part-time. But I want to find something a little bit more professional, something that I could stick with for the next 20 or 30 years. I'm getting too old for this. My experiences in life are with the film industry. I did 18 years of it. I've done a lot of other things in between just to survive and get through life right now. But I don't know. I was supposed to get help after my head injury with a job coach that was going to really help me pull through all this stuff. And then it just never helped me, really. I've struggled, I've not made the best decisions with certain jobs. I got in trouble at SeaWorld for hitting the orange button and shutting down the Infinity Falls ride. I'm not ashamed to say that I screwed up. It was an accident, but yeah, I know I was in a critical safety role at the time. I needed to watch what I was doing. I hit the wrong button and it set a chain reaction off. But anyways, I'm back in Florida. I'm going to make my life in Florida. I'm going to do the best I can. I had, a brother who passed away, who I tried to go and save from New York. I was wandering around New York back when I was living in Gatlinburg. I took a trip to Gatlinburg before I lost my car. This was back when I had my car, before I lost it. The vehicle, it was, it was there for me when I went to New York. That was crazy. I drove through Manhattan. I drove through Times Square. I had to park the car. It was $100 to park the car. I had to pay out of my own pocket. My mother demanded that I go get my brother out of New York. I told my mother, I said, you motherfucker, this is the last time I'm ever going to do anything for you. I said, I am done. We are done. I cut my mother off after that completely just cut her off. I went to New York. Took me about a day, about 24 hours almost. I was about to give up, and I found him underneath a bridge, kind of near an emergency hospital, strung out on heroin. I got him in the vehicle and got him to Richmond, Virginia, where he refused to go and get treatment and help. Come to find out later on down the road, after I was living back in Wilmington, my mother had been hiding my brother in the house, and then somehow he ended up dying from an overdose. They had to come and kick down the door to his bedroom where he was staying at my mother's, and she didn't have any idea what was going on. He had been dead, laying in the bed or on the floor or something of that nature. I don't know. We never had a funeral for him, nothing. I did everything I could to try to save my brother and help him. It's not the first time I tried to help him. I mean, when somebody's an addict, you can only do so much. I tried. You know, my grandfather passed away not long ago. You know, not even going to get it into 2016, where half my family passed away back in 2016. My father, most of my family's gone. Let's just say, you know, my uncle's still here, but we're not on good terms right now after he helped me with co-signing for the apartment and everything. He thinks that, you know, me moving back to Florida was a bad idea. But no, this is where I want to live. I have a beautiful girlfriend who is very supportive of me, who I am going to fight to keep in my life. She's amazing. She is awesome. She is somebody I can be best friends with and romantic. And I just, you know, she's everything. She's wonderful. I just got to get into a better place. I got to find a better job and a better situation. I can't be like this in 2025. I will not be like this in 2025. And when 2025 rolls around, it's going to be a better year for me. It's going to be a time of picking up the pieces and putting myself back together again, like Humpty Dumpty. He never got put back together again. Mark my words. I will be put back together, and I will pull through this. People have to be patient with me. I'm doing the best I can as fast as I can. That's all I can say. I love you all. Please hold each other tight. Don't be aggressive this time of year. Please, it is not worth it. We're all got struggles. We all got things going on. We'll all pull through this one way or the other. I'm rooting for everybody. And I thank you all for the support if you watched this video this far. Thank you. And have a blessed and wonderful 2025. It's going to be everything. Just focus and keep your mind on your goals. Stick it out, stay positive, and you know what? I got a lot of things that I want to do in 2025, and I'm going to achieve a good amount of them. I think I'm in the right headspace to say that, yeah, I'm going to pull through this somehow. I don't really know exactly how. I don't know who I'm going to find as a job coach. I don't know what I'm going to do about my job situation. But, you know, I'm lucky that I have a job right now, despite everything that's going on. And, yeah, I'm going to get through this. I want everybody to have a happy 2025. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all in the new year. There'll be some more YouTube videos coming out next year. Much happier videos for sure. All right. Happy New Year's, everyone. Hey, I wanted to conclude with one last thing. I wanted to tell you all, I was homeless for a long time. Oh yeah, living in Wilmington. Oh yeah. Let me tell you about being homeless in Wilmington. Guys, it's rough. Being homeless anywhere is rough. I had nowhere to go for several weeks. I was under the elements of, you know, just living on the street. It was crazy. I had no vehicle at the time. I had no tent. I had nothing. My church got me a tent and told me I could stay in the back of their property. So I ended up doing that for a little while. That was the crazy part about things. I was doing that for a little while. It was insane. While I was living back there, a tropical storm happened. I don't know where the snake showed up, but it bit me on my leg, and I had to walk from the church to Cape Fear Memorial Hospital, or whatever, the Cape Fear Hospital that was there. I had to go walk to the emergency room through the rain, through everything that was going on. That was interesting. You know, and I was working at the time. I was homeless, and I was working for Holiday Inn in Wrightsville Beach. So I'm working for the Holiday Inn at Wrightsville Beach, and I have nowhere to go to shower. I was able to get a membership at the time for Planet Fitness, and I was able to go in there and shower, which was okay. And then, but I had nowhere to put my clothes, nothing. I had to keep everything inside of my tent. And then I had a book bag that I would carry with me. And, that's just kind of how I survived at the time. It was crazy. I went to a lot of homeless shelters in Wilmington, a lot of places, and they said I was not eligible to be living and staying in the homeless shelters because of I didn't have an addiction, I didn't have a problem, and then they found out I had a job. And because I had a job, they were like, yeah, we can't allow you to stay. You're not technically homeless, so I couldn't go get free food at the time because, well, where was I going to go get free food and store it? I had nowhere to go and store the food. So, yeah, that was nuts. I never want to go back to being homeless again. I know when I get into a better place in my life here down the road, I want to help out the homeless more, considering I don't know how you do it. Honestly, I don't know how these people do it. I really don't. It's crazy when you're out in the elements. Having a tent is a little bit better, but still, man, it's rough. Especially with the bugs. It was during the summer, and oh boy, man, the bugs were just eating me alive. It was hard to get away from the bugs because we're right by the ocean, and it was crazy, man. It was something that I will have to live with for the rest of my life. That never fully goes away from my memory. But anyways, guys, hope you all have a happy new year. Happy 2025, everyone. Cheers and salute.